Hello my friend and welcome to my channel. Today I've got Happy Birthday Michelle at mwilkins1120 Instagram collaboration hosted by Tinkerbell 1970s and painted by Pinky. Our theme was fluid art, marble, smoosh, and autumn colors. I've already started off with Nailtix Formula 2 on my nails, and I'll be using this Tropic of Cancer, and this is loaded lacquer, the Men of Blanche's Boudoir, as well as flashing some leather. I've got my super dry that's got the DIY spotted stuff going on in it. I don't really think it really does anything. I think maybe this just needs to be tossed and I need to redo something. I don't know. I might have used too much of the serum. I've been hearing that can be the problem. So I've just put some of that down on my little mat, and I'm putting drops of all these polishes down on top of that. It's just kind of like my slip layer or something, you know, something kind of to lay this all on top of. And I was hoping maybe it would like make the cells from beneath. I did get a little bitty bit of cell action on this one, but not very much. And I'm okay with that because it's still going to be a smush or fluid art or whatever you want to call it. It'll all be okay. I'm quite sure of it. I was excited about this prompt. I was really ready for some fall, you know, colors and manicures and stuff. Did a couple more drops of the spotted, the homemade spotted, and I'm just twirling the mat. So this is more of a fluid art right here, where you do the blobs and you just kind of move it around and manipulate it, and it just kind of flows like lava around the mat. Gonna get Woody out here to help. It's kind of getting stuck up, hung up right there in that one spot, so I'm trying to get it to move. Alright, so that one is down, and I'm just gonna, I'm playing here I'm just straight up playing. So I'm doing dots on top of dots on top of dots here, same colors that I used in the other bit, and some more my DIY spotted. And I'm just adding the dots, kind of like you would a bullseye and a water marble, and then I'm going to smush it with a stamper. I don't end up using this part of it for my manicure. I did a bunch of these out. I'm sharing them all with you. You could use the one off the stamper, off the little mat, and here I'm going in with some more. Like I said, I'm just playing. I'm gonna give it, you know, give it a good play. And I like to, when I do decals like this, I do like to make options to where you can kind of pick and choose what parts of it you want to actually put on your nails. They turn out so different every time, and so I really wanted to give this a good fun play here. And also, you never know, like if you mess up a decal, you know, and then, oh, now you've got to make another one and wait for it to dry and all that. No. If you make up extras, you've just got extras. It's all good. You can, you know, you can even use them later, I've learned, even if they get crunchy. Got Woody out again, making that lava flow move. So I do this, and I'll let them dry down for sure. And I've broke out another little mat, so I'm going to do some more. Gonna just have fun with it. And to me, that's the gig, right? That's what we're looking for, is some fun. And to me, sitting here playing on this little mat, making decals, that's just fun. That's just so much fun. So I've got one little blob over there started. I'm doing another one over here. We're just going to play until we're done playing. This might be boring to some of you. You might want to skip ahead a little bit. Actually see what parts of them I use and what I don't use. Oh, and before I forget, this is an Instagram collaboration. And I should have in the description box, at the bare bones minimum, a hashtag for you if you'd like to go check out the other manicures for our Happy Birthday Michelle collaboration. I might list the other participants also. It just depends. We'll see. Haven't got to that point yet. This was actually recorded in, let me think, September. I think this one was recorded in September, and we don't post until like almost the end of November. So a lot can happen between here and there. I do like to do my collabs early so that they're not waiting on me. I like to get mine over and done with. So you see I've done like 4 little blobby blob sections, and now I'm just swirling and twirling the mat up and down, letting gravity do its thing, and we'll see what we get out of this. Oh, that one almost looks like a lobster. Got Woody out here helping me break things up, move it along. I do have fun playing like this. It's just, to me, this is like relaxing. Very nice. So much fun. And I know a lot of people think that doing things like this are a waste of polish. Not me. I don't think that. Once I let these completely dry, I'm talking they were dry, I'm going over all of them with some of the Wet n Wild Clear. This is by far my favorite thing to cover decals with, especially if I'm going to leave them like overnight and then mess with them the next day or 2 days later. If you've put this on here, it makes them stay together. Where if you don't do this step, they get crunchy and you can't use them. It's just they flake off of the mat. Another thing I like to do is before I use them, if I have let them sit for a day or two, I'll put a really thin layer of that on them and let them sit for a little while. Not long, 15, 30 minutes or so. And then I'll come back and peel them up and cut them, because that wetness kind of rehydrates the polish underneath and makes them very pliable and very easy to work with. There is a sweet spot to it, and I don't know how to explain that to you guys. See, at this point, I'm still not even, I hadn't even convinced myself I'm not using the ones from the stamp method. So I'm clear coating them too. Okay, now they're totally dry. And I am peeling them up off the mats. And we're going to figure out what parts of them we want to use today. You can see I haven't even painted my nails yet. I've got different manicures on both of my hands. But I'm peeling them up. And getting them ready to kind of trim them out. Figure out what bits and pieces I'm wanting to use. So I do hope our friend Michelle has a beautiful birthday, and it's a very good, wonderful day. I hope everybody treats you like a princess, because that's what, that's what should happen. I think you ought to be treated, actually I think we ought to be treated like princesses every day, but, especially on your birthday. So I'm going around the edges to try to get this one to peel up real good. There we go. Very nice. Love this. Love that they're still pliable. Get up under this one too. So I've got enough here. I could have done like both hands with this, but I'm going to be picky and choosy. So I peeled that one up and knew I wasn't going to use it. So I'm starting to trim these down. Trim them down, setting stuff to the side. And you do want to hang on to like pieces in case you've got like a gap, like you kind of glued it on there with the nail polish, the sticky base, and then you realize, oh wait a minute, I've got a whole gap over here. You can go back and just patch in a little piece of this, like these pieces I'm cutting off. They'd be great for that. But I am trimming them down to be about the size of my nails. And then I'm going to show you what I do with them this time. A little different. So I'm using a bunch of little stampers, and I'm laying it face down and putting the lid back on them. because I might get to them today, it might be tomorrow, I never know. And I'm just going to let them stay in there. They're protected, no dust and fuzz is landing on them if they're covered up with the stamper cap. So I do love stampers that have lids. Get that lid on there and go picking out some more. I feel like I'm shoe shopping or something, picking out my decals. But this is a really fun way to do a manicure. Very unique. You know, you get a very unique vibe and look off of these. And like I said, I know a lot of people don't want to spend the time to do things like this, but in my world, this is just playtime serious. And I don't know if y'all can hear that, but it is thundering and lightning outside. I had to give my dog, had to give Cotton some CBD oil, and he's hiding in the closet. Oh, he's on the move. Yeah, he does not like the storms. So, I'm going to cut this one in half. This was the bigger one I made, kind of like the main one that I made. I'm going to lay it down on a stamper also. Put the lid on it, and do the same with the other one. Actually, no. I really like the way this one looks. It's little, but I think it'll fit on one of my little nails. One of my little pinkies. And I'm going to save that other one that I cut out for like a backup piece that I could trim off of or use if I mess one up. You always want to make extra just in case, because I've had that happen. I've had it happen to where I didn't have one big enough, and then I got all these little scraps, and typically I would save the little scraps, but I've got one big chunk. Alright, so it's the next day. They're on the stampers, so I'm going to run over them real quick with a little bit of the Wet n Wild Clear. Just a little bit. I'm not gobbing it on there. I'm just running some over it to make sure it's all on there. And here I go. I'm applying some Peel Ease to my naked nails. And with the Peel Ease, you definitely want to let it completely dry before you get off into it. And this video is a little out of order, but it's okay. So the Men of Blanche's Boudoir is going to be my base color underneath my decals. This is just in case I do end up with any of those little bitty spots like I told you about. This is one of the colors that is in my decals, so it'll work out really well. And I'm not worried about it being a full opaque manicure, so I'm just going to top this with some I&M out the door. And once that is all totally dry, I'm going in with my Maniology Sticky Base. Get Woody out here to clean up my mess, as per usual. And then with it with the decal on the stamper, I'm going to mush it onto my nail. And then I'm going to go around with my finger and tap it. You can see how beautifully pliable that decal is. It's curving around the nail very nicely. Going in with my scissors and trimming off some of the excess. My little thread nipper scissors. These are great. Keep on trimming as much as I can with it. And keep mushing them down, because you kind of bump things and move them around, you know, as you're doing this. And it would be, you know, a good idea to check and make sure you didn't move it out of place completely. And now I'm going in with my cuticle tool, and I'm just kind of breaking away some of that excess in the shape of my, you know, nail, around the shape that I'm trying to get to. Because I don't want to have to clean all of this up with acetone. A little bit of it, fine, but not a lot of it. I don't want to have that acetone sitting on my skin that long, so I do prefer to trim this up. And if you're really good and know the shape of your nails and the length and everything, you probably could do a really good job of just starting out cutting them in the shape that you're needing. I've been lucky on that a couple of times. So there we go. Got all that edging done, kind of like edging your yard. Now I'm going in with my acetone and my cleanup brush. I'm definitely going around the edges, tapping across the end, making sure to melt that decal down into the polish that's already on my nails. It's kind of like glue. It sticks them together. I tap into my dampen dish, get more, and then I dab off on the paper towel as to not flood, and then I wipe it on a paper towel before I put it back in the dampen dish with my acetone. So I am a tapping, dapping, dampen, tamping fool up in here. Turn it around, kind of get a different angle of it. But I'm really loving that one. The thumb doesn't look too bad either. Tap, tap, tap. I tap it on the sides, across the end. Just loving it. Therapeutic here. Very therapeutic. I do love this stuff. You guys just have no idea. So much fun. Alright, now that that's done, I am going to go over these, and I am going to use the smudge-free top coat. I just want to make sure I don't mess this one up. Not capping my free edge with the smudge-free, just going over the nails and woody back again. I'm going to top them finally with the I&M out the door, being very careful to make sure I cover side to side, back to front, and I will be capping my free edge with this. There it is. There she has it. All right. So this one's done. Here's my swatch photo. I do hope you enjoyed this one. I want to thank you for watching. Until next time, be good to yourself.